Hey, babe. Mm. You already know I'm not talking. I'm not talking unless y'all giving me likes, you commenting, and you subscribing. You hear me? Good. Hey, babe. It's JamiThatsMe here. Listen, we about to go ahead and get into this review for Real Housewives of the A, the T, and the motherfucking L. All right. Actually, I need to do something real quick. So give me 1 second. I'm always having to do something. You know what I'm saying? And it's really because, I be hopping on last minute with my lives or whatever. So understand some of the notifications may not go out or whatever because I'll just pop on. It's really a mood type thing. How do I feel? What do I want to do? So that's that. Let's go ahead and do that. But anywho, y'all, we about to go ahead and chat about Real Housewives of Atlanta. So we're gonna kind of go out of order with how my notes were. But first of all, we're gonna talk about Drew and Angela. Let's go ahead and get them out of the way. Let's go ahead and wrap these ladies period. Okay. So Drew and Angela. So as soon as Drew gets there, she brings up her cousin. So they go into the back. Angela's heading, taking Drew to the back because they finna sit out by the pool and stuff. Because that's one thing the ladies gonna do. Once we get into the house of the housewives, baby, they gonna take us to the backyard, period. We're always going to the backyard and we're sitting under a deck. And I must say, the backyards are very nice, very relaxing, very cutesy, bootsy, ootsy. And I kind of I think that although Angela does not have the same type of home as Miss Shamia, which is all grand and huge and big or whatever the case is, like, girl, Angela got a cute house. Angela has a nice house. I like it. They got a little basketball court or whatever in the back. They got the pool. Now, I'm gonna tell you right now, bitch, I'm not a pool type chick. And it's whether I know how to swim or not, because I don't. But at the same time, listen to me. I know I do a little song. Just a little song. Okay, put me down there in the 4 feet, okay? Because I'm only 5. Okay, put me down there in the 4 feet so I can stand above and I can do a little song, all right? But aside from that, honey, I'm not just gonna be cleaning no motherfucking pool. That's an additional bill. Hell no. Especially if we live in an HOA, they got a community pool, bitch. You out your let them mother, cause I be damn, I pay HOA to maintain the pool down there, and I got one in my back. You out your motherfucking mind, okay? I'm not. That's not some things that I'm going to be doing, okay? Period. I could be using that money on something else. But anywho, girl, congrats to you. So she take Drew to the back and they over there chilling or whatever. And as soon as Drew gets there, she brings up the cousin Michael Jordan. Ooh, girl, I'm about to bring Michael Jackson. Girl, I stay bringing folks into stuff that ain't have shit to do with it. Okay, didn't I just bring up? I done called Coretta Scott King, Coretta Scott Young the other day. All right, and now I'm about to bring Michael Jackson in, and he's like, "What the hell I got to do with this?" But anywho, Michael Jordan. So it's like Drew. Let's not. And see, this is where you make it hard to defend people because you like to say that you got jokes. And everybody ain't joking with your ass. You understand? And I can't defend everything, but I can defend some things when it comes to you. But girl, why is you putting Michael Jordan in it? And you know Angela, because Angela sits around ready and waiting to bust a motherfucker bubble. That's what we learned about you. That's what we learned about you, Angela. You like to sit around and bust niggas bubbles. But let me tell you something, I'm waiting for the bubble to burst on your ass when it comes down to this child that we don't know nothing about. And we still trying to figure out why you over here ready to dive deep, dig, call, do what you do. We need to find out a little bit more about you. But anywho, she said, girl, I had talked to Marcus. She was like, what you talking to Marcus? He's my Marcus Jordan. What you need to talk to him for? Well, I need to talk to him to see if that was your cousin. And bitch, it turned out that he said that y'all was not related. Well, I told you that I was joking, girl. Don't play. Don't sit up there and lie because not now. Other time have you sat up there and said that you was joking. Okay, you be over here trying to act like you got a sense of humor that you really don't got. And that's the thing. Like, I don't know. I mean, is it dry comedy? Is that what it is? Because nobody else caught it but you. Okay, you the only one talking about you was joking, but we on a whole nother page with it. So are you sure? Because that's not what this is giving. Okay, the point is that ain't your cousin, all right? She said, well, my mama said, you never know. He might be like an extended family. But girl, just cut it out. Stop. Because we too fucking old to be lying about family members. Okay, understand. We too that, because if that's the case, Beyonce's my sister, bitch. Okay, I'm Matthew Knowles' outside child is what you, yes, I'm grown as hell. Okay, y'all didn't know that about me. All right? So if that's the case, if we gonna lie about family members, then let's really lie about it. Okay? Anyway, so she had to clock Drew real quick. And Drew, you needed to be, gotten together just a little bit. And when you do stuff like that, in all honesty, I feel like it makes people question a lot of other things that you said. Because I know I'll get like that where I'll hear a person lie a few times, maybe 1 to 3 times, and I'll be like, okay, now you just a liar at this point. And we know that Drew be lying about some stuff, but it just be stuff that you ain't even got to lie about. Like, girl, you did it probably like 3 times this episode, and it's a problem, okay? And I'm trying to be over here on the Drew train, but get it together. So Angela says, no, Angela talks about being overwhelmed because y'all know they had the brunch that Kelly did for Miss Edie. Okay, she did this, and I'm just thinking that, and I know I'm gonna say it later, but I'll say it now on my mind because sometimes I'll say I'm gonna say something, I talk about it when I get to it, and I'll forget. So let me say it now, and hopefully I repeat myself. But I just am starting to get a bit irritated with how Kelly shows up in this friendship for Britannica, Bristol, Brianka, Edie. It's really irritating because it shows up similar to Shamia. And I'm sick of it. And it's crazy because when you're in it, you don't really know that that's what you're doing, that you're over showing up for a person. You just being yourself. I feel like I've been that person. I have definitely been that person in friendships. And then when you subtly pull back just a little bit, they get offended. But you want to really appreciate the shit that I was doing to begin with, and you damn sure won't return no favors. Not that I was expecting you to do so, but when you sit back and you reflect on a friendship, that's when it's like, bitch, what? You know what I'm saying? So she gonna come to her senses. Give my girl some time. So Angela says that she's ready to receive Britannica peacefully and hope there's been some growth, is what she says. And so Drew is like, well, she had hit me up. Oh, did she? Yeah. Well, what did she say? And so Drew gets to mocking her and talking about how the girl invited her out for drinks. And so she says, I'm gonna let it sit right there, but we'll see. I'll probably link up with her and we'll get some drinks or whatever, right? So that ends up happening. And so, Drew starts talking about the divorce, right? She starts talking about the divorce and how she wants this case to be sealed because there's just details within that she does not want to get out to her kids. We know that Ralph already told Drew that the daughter brought him an article. One thing about it, In Touch Weekly, if no other blog or magazine is going to put out the details of a, court documents, In Touch Weekly is definitely going to do that. Now, I'm not sure which article the daughter brought to the dad, but the fact that she knows how to access articles and read and see what's being said about her parents, maybe part, and we'll get to that in a second, maybe part of the reason as to why Drew wants this information sealed, okay? Let's see. Well, at least more so, let me say this. Drew wants, it seems like, information about herself sealed, whereas she wants the things about Ralph to be unsealed. At least that's what it seems like the attorney was trying to say, okay? So, so that's that. Yeah. She talks about how she had a talk with Ralph, I guess. She didn't really talk to Porsha, or at least she tried to talk to Porsha, text Porsha or whatever. Whereas Dennis had a conversation with Ralph and Porsha, and when it came to their business relationship and then working together, both of them seemed to be A-okay, right? But all of a sudden, things change once they start filming. People are starting to get in their feelings, and that's likely because of whatever the blogs are putting out there potentially. But I find it so interesting, and I'm going to say this now, that, earlier on, Porsha tried to get us to believe that this isn't about whether or not Drew and Dennis are messing around or anything. She doesn't care what he does. It's just more so about the filming. Meanwhile, before the episode is over, we see you sitting with your friends at a table and they over there throwing shade at Drew, talking about some sucking zit. It seems like it's not just about the working relationship in my personal. And if you think that I give a damn, I'm sorry, I don't. Okay. It's giving a piece of what goes around comes around. It's just that your conscience is chewing the fuck out of your neck bone. That has you so bothered. That's the reason. Okay. Because of your own actions, and her and Drew and Dennis ain't even on that type of time, but your own conscience is chewing on that neck bone, just a little piece. Okay. So that's that. What else we got? So Angela brings up Porsha's birthday trip. She's like, well, listen, girl, Porsha got a birthday trip, okay? And, she invited me. And although you were not extended an invitation, I want to extend one to you. You know what I'm saying? I want you to come along with it. And Drew like, ooh, bitch. Ooh, girl, this cute, but I don't know about that. That lady don't even much like me like that. Like, why would I even go on her trip? She don't even much like me like that. Okay, she's like, with all of this energy and stuff that's been going on, like that, she gonna have to invite me her damn self. Okay, I'm just letting you know because I'm not trying to have no problem. I have enough problems already. I really don't want no more. All right, but I tell you this. If Porsha says that she is okay with me coming, then I will come. Okay, but other than that, girl, count me out because I don't have time for it. So then, that's what's going on with them. First of all, I do think that was messy of Angela to invite somebody on someone else's trip. I do think that was messed up. But also at the same time, the reality of the situation is this is what the housewives do on the shows. You know, they invite other folks to other people's events. Right? Didn't Porsha walk up in Kenya Moore's house when she didn't want her ass there? You know what I'm saying? So I mean, you know, it kind of happens. Anywho, let's get to Kelly, Cynthia, Shamia, and Porsha because all the ladies go over to Kelly's house, right? So all of the ladies head over to Kelly's house, and Cynthia talks about dating, right? And she says, everybody wants somebody else at a different age group. The older women seem to want the younger men because that's who the younger men want, and the older men want the younger ladies, and vice versa. Hell, y'all see Shannon Sharp got himself tied the hell up already. So I mean, it be like that, but okay. So anywho, we learned that I do believe Cynthia is now dating a younger guy, and this is really, really interesting. And I wouldn't be surprised if they're really vibing with each other for real, because this guy seems so far out of what I'm used to seeing Cynthia date. Okay, even though Peter may have had his ways, it seems like she likes a clean cut, low haircut, professional type man. And I don't know who this other person is, but it's giving dreads and everything. His style is just so different than what she's used to and stuff. So I don't know. I would like to know more. I would like to know more about this. Porsha just walks up in people's house because one thing about Porsha, she will definitely be up in folks' house. She would definitely come up in your house. She would definitely overstay that welcome in that house. She ain't even try to knock on the doorbell. Knock on the door, ring the doorbell. She just came on in, bitch. I'm hollering. And she said hello. And Kelly like, who the hell is that? It's Porsha coming into your home. Anywho, Porsha asked about the peace brunch and how things went because eventually Shamia came as well. And that's my thing. I was like, if anybody were to just bust up in Kelly's home like that, I definitely would have thought that it would have been Shamia over Porsha. But okay. So Porsha asks about the peace brunch and how everything went. And Kelly says, well, Drew and Angela already came in that mug on Team Twirl. So that's just like, that kind of pissed Brit off out the gate because honestly, she was already on defense mode after everything that was going on, the blogs or whatever the case is. So she was already a little raw with it. So yeah, the girls coming in on Team Twirl really bothered her. But see, did they come in on Team Twirl? For me, I can't say the ladies came in, and this is just based on what we saw. From what we saw and from what I saw, I didn't see them come in on Team Twirl, but they damn show ended on Team Twirl for sure. Okay, that's just what I think. So Cynthia asked about Drew, and Porsha says that she's moving on and handling things differently. Not like the old, very much so, not like the old Porsha. Okay. And then she goes on to say, after Cynthia asked her some questions and stuff, she's like, you're using really good adjectives, and I haven't gotten there yet. Okay, I'm somewhere in between the old Porsha and the new Porsha. Okay, I'm in the middle, but I'm getting there. All right. So then she says, sometimes you just realize who people are and don't let them get that close. Excuse me, ma'am? Excuse you, want to run that? Excuse me? You do what? Sometimes you just realize who people is and you don't want to let them get that close. You mean the same way Bravo let your ass get close every season? Despite your actions? Really? And you want to talk about you realize who people is and you just don't let them get that close. So if that's the case, they realize who the hell you was when you was over there dipping in it, doing it, and went on to marry your castmate's ex-husband, husband, whatever. Huh? That's crazy, Pot. Have you met the kettle and the spatula? Because it's over there with Porsha. Because, excuse me, that's crazy. That is just crazy, but okay. So then Cynthia says Porsha says that she don't care. She talk about how she don't care nothing about Drew, this and that, but I think she cares a lot. I said, she really does. She really do care, and I need her to stop acting like she's been betrayed. That's what I need her to do. Let it go. Stop acting like that. I feel like you're putting more weight on Drew, who I personally feel does not owe you, in my personal, a loyalty like that to me. I feel like your baby daddy owes it to you more than her, because at the end of the day, you filmed with him longer than you filmed with Drew. So you would think that he has the full understanding of how this is supposed to work when it comes to filming and stuff. So I'm a little I'm like, huh? I just like, she's just trying to make this the issue. I think she just needs some other stuff going on, because ain't nothing else going on. Okay, it's just nothing else that she got going on. So, okay, girl. Anywho, so Porsha says that she didn't extend an invite to Drew. She says she's gonna be, well, she announced that she's gonna be taking everybody to Nashville or whatever. They're gonna be celebrating the birthday. She says that she didn't extend an invite to Drew, and then she goes on to talk about how Drew is a pathological liar. Girl, you know what's crazy about that? It's the fact that more than one person has called you out for being a liar as you're sitting on your platform giving us whatever updates. That's the crazy thing. But Drew is the pathological liar. Now, I'm not saying that you're 100% wrong, but I'm just saying that you're not a non-liar yourself. Like, okay, that's crazy. So Porsha wants to get Drew off the show at this point, and that's just what I took from it. That for me, I said, she just wanted her off the show. The fact that you didn't even invite her to come to the birthday function. Now, here's the thing. I definitely understand it, because it's her birthday. Like, if I don't fuck with you, like, I don't want you on my birthday, like, don't invite that in the real world, right? Don't bring that home. Like, nah, right? And if you do, I'm going to have a problem with you, and both of you hoes can go. However, it is the reality portion where we're filming a show here. So it's like, okay, I feel like this is the start of where Porsha may try and ice Drew out just a little bit, right? In an effort to potentially get her ass off the show or something. Like, that's the vibes that I was getting. So Britt and Mike, let's get to Brittnisha and Mike. So they're over there looking for cars, because obviously she says that he told her every 2 years she can get a car. Okay. So she says, if you can't F in the car, you shouldn't be buying it, while she's sticking her leg up and stuff. And then Mike tells her, put your leg down. Stop that. Doing too much. Put your leg down. And I said, ma'am, first of all, there are two things we need to address. The first thing we need to address, and I try my best not to attack people's looks. I try my best, because we're not all perfect. But what I will say is, whatever BBL you went and got is not perfect either, because the way that ass is not matching those legs is killing me softly. Okay? It was terrible, girl. I said, do not do no more back angles. Now, I will say you look nice in that all white when y'all went to Nashville, right? Because the camera had got a shot, behind her. And I'm like, yeah, that's your style. Okay? Because the people can't see the legs. The pants you had on was much looser. Okay? But other than that, girl, no. Okay? Cute face, thin legs. Not working. Big butt, oh no. It's not working. It's not working. But anywho, that's the first thing. The second thing for me is the fact that you sticking your leg up, your man telling you that you're doing too much, calm down, and you want me to believe that he actually gonna fuck you in a car. Mike seems like he is so conservative, and he just don't get down with that. I just don't think Mike match your freak. To me, that's just what it is that I think. Okay, so he just don't give me that impression at all. But good luck. So then Britt, she goes on to say that she's had days where she's cried and days where she can't get out of bed, and I don't believe her. I'm sorry. I don't. I do not believe her. I've had days where I cry, days where I can't get out of bed. For what? For what, bro? For what? For what? For what? For what? For what? What you mean? You could not have been that devastated, girl. You over here acting like the whole world had already saw it. Like, like we didn't even see shit. All it was word of mouth, people saying this or that, speculating. I think one photo was floating around that had a eggplant emoji covering it. So we still couldn't make out what it was. And people were trying to say that was on the screen. I remember that last year where people were trying to say, can you put it on the screen? But when we watched the show, it was on poster boards. But at the end of the day, girl, for what? I am like, this victim thing that she's leaning into, she has to part ways with it. Just own it. This is what I did. That's a part of my past. Okay? Buffy, I apologize. Done with it. Kenya, I saw some zit when I was young. Done with it. Like, what else? Girl, move on. So, Bristol tells Mike that she went to the brunch ready to speak her piece and says Angela just jumped all on her. Hey, y'all remember when on Love and Hip Hop? I'm sorry, not Love and Hip Hop. It should have been called that. But Love and Marriage Huntsville, when Tisha sat across the table and told Mel that she didn't believe that she ever got cheated on or whatever, and Mel had turned all the way around like, yo, that's exactly how I felt when Britannica Bristol Bernicia Edie said that to her husband. Cause I said, but you lying. Why you lying? What you mean you came in there to speak your piece? And she just jumped on you. You know that's not how the conversation happened. And this is why, as much as I be wanting to like you, I can't, because this is where you become a problem in my personal. And it correlates to the energy that you gave at the bank when you were talking all of that stuff and your husband trying to figure out what's going on. And you're making it seem like Kenya's being disrespectful and she this and that. And I say, you the type of person that'll get tired the fuck up. And not just a guy, anybody. Based on how you relate stories to make yourself appear as though you're the victim in all situations. And that's just a problem. Because you know, with this situation, that is not how that happened. That lady did not jump all over you. You ready to speak your piece. She did not jump all over you. That's not how that happened. If anything, you jumped onto her and she said that. She said, you jumped on me because Shamia said you lost it. She went from investigation to straight to you lost it. I would have responded like Angela too, because even Drew did the same thing. Like, what? Under what grounds? Like, what was the basis? Like, huh? They just let you go? Like, that's crazy. Like, they ain't even try to investigate nothing, right? So when you hear that, I think that Angela's reaction was warranted. But because you are looking so bad to be liked and wanting people to be on your side, you took automatic offense. You want people to run up behind you. And I don't know if that's a particular syndrome or if you were lacking back in the day or something like that. I don't know if you didn't get enough love or something. I don't know what that is. But whatever you put a name, whatever y'all can call it, that's what she was giving in that moment. At the when she was sitting down at that brunch, that's what she was giving. Okay. And that's kind of how she shows up, like she has to be the victim in house. And I'm just like, that's gonna possibly talk and put a name to it, because I just don't understand. I just do not get it. So anywho, so she says, Angela said, I work in insurance. How is that even possible? And then Bristol says, because I was called an escort, I was called a corn star and a fraud. And these are the reasons for the investigation, because, you know, you have to do an extensive search and they want you to be top tier. Do y'all know how many insurance people have come to the front and said, that's not true? That is not true. Now, I don't know if that was true for the particular agency that she is under or something. I don't know. But it's a lot of people saying that you're not being truthful with that, ma'am. That okay. especially when you sold your agency prior to be. So what company were you working with? What exactly are you speaking of? When you already had sold your company anyway for what, a few million or something like that you said? But okay, girl. So Britannica says that Angela lacks empathy and she thought she was a girl's girl. And see, this is what gets on my fucking nerves about this whole girl. I hate that whole girl's girl bullshit. In all honesty, you're not a girl's girl. And it's like, if a person calls you out for some hoe shit, that does not mean that they're not a girl's girl. It means that in that situation, I'm not fucking with that. Period. I could very well be a girl's girl to 20 other motherfuckers, other women, and plus. But you, bitch, on this, absolutely not. And I don't know why people use that as like a general, just because they did not show up for this particular person here and maybe even one other one. Because of their isolated situations, you generalize them all as not a girl's girl. At that point, I just feel like, then, bitch, think whatever you think. If you think I did, okay, you right. That's fine. It's not for to make a day or tomorrow for me. Still keep pushing, okay? That's crazy. She's not a girl's girl because of this. So were you a girl's girl when you were sitting up there talking about you had pistols and whips and you gonna learn some fucking respect? You do that Hollywood shit over there, but this is real life. I'm just reminding you of the things that you said. So was that girl's girl energy that you was giving off? Okay. So then she says that she's worried about her and says, what if she brought everything she heard about her in the media? Like, she's like, oh, you so busy worried about me, but what if the stuff that I've been hearing about you, I brought up? Okay? You know, because what's being said is that her husband had a child on her. Baby, listen. Now, as much as I was here for Brit, just a little piece, when I was like, well, get it. Okay? Get let's get into it. Okay? Because that's what we all would like to know. What's going on? I also still feel like two different situations, ma'am. She came at you about your insurance and you losing your insurance because she is confused because she too is also an insurance agent. So for her, she like, damn, has the rules changed? Like, what happened? Yada, yada, yada. It was giving insurance agent to insurance agent for me. But then now you want to try and speak on and bring up the whole, oh, you worried about me, but then what about, your baby, this and that? And you were the same hoe that just sat up here and said something about a girl's girl. And you've shown yourself before and after to not be one. So, yeah, just let that whole shit go. Don't worry about whether a hoe is a girl's girl or not. Like, if you don't like no bitch, you just don't like them. Like, okay. But anywho, all right, girl. So, that's interesting, and at the time that we're hearing, Renisha talk about somebody, and their cheatations with their husband or their husband having a baby on them, is crazy because at the same time, we learning about rumors about her husband being on the DL. That's terrible. That's terrible. So, child, this is just, girl. It's a lot of stuff. It's a lot of stuff that's, girl, the tide has turned with reality TV for Real Housewives. Okay? Because the way they bring information, I feel like I just can't think of another season where they brought information like this to the front about a person. Y'all gonna have to remind me. I mean, yeah, Kenya may have brought Tanya on the show. Maybe there's been some rumblings of Paul cheating or something like that, but the dig that's been happening is crazy. Like, I don't know, girl. I think that's the new world of reality TV now, though. Because I think they did it to Bryant on Real Housewives Salt Lake City, where they dug into some stuff about her, and they recently did it. So maybe that's just the new way of watching reality TV, digging through the lies, honey, I guess. So anywho, Angela talks about her nose job. Can I say this? I feel like with Angela's nose job, Angela says that she's like 43, 44. I'm 43 to be exact. Angela says that she's in her early to mid 40s. And I want to believe her, and she very well may be. I really feel like her nose job is what has her looking much older than what she is. I really think that. I think it's that nose job, girl. I think that nose job did you in. So now she knows how skinny that nose job is. So she has decided that she wants to get some Botox, right? Because she said it was too pinched. So she wants to get like a little Botox or whatever, I guess, to even it out or make it look wider or whatever the case, whatever it was. Face was swollen. Her son was joking on her. Yikey dikey. All right. I don't know, Angela. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know if you could go back and fix that. I mean, yeah, with Botox, but what else can you do? Like, once you have a nose that's so pinched, how do you bring it outward? Like, I don't know. I mean, are they going to have to take skin from somewhere? I don't know. But, Angela, if you were to do it, can I see the process? Would they allow cameras in the back? I just want to see, how do they do that? How does that work? To go from pinch to full or something, like, that's crazy. And then, I also feel like Angela was never satisfied with her nose job. I think that's been a sensitive spot for her a little bit, in my opinion. When the people started dragging her earlier, in the first earlier episodes, did y'all notice she hurried up and put out the doctor? She was like, they're saying this and that about my nose. Like, she kind of said it like, y'all need to talk to him. Because, it was kind of positioned a little bit to me like, I think he did a good job, but this the person that y'all need to talk to. But the more that I look at it, I'm like, nah, I think she outed him because she was mad as hell and she wanted him to feel some of that heat. Because I think he snatched her nose in a little bit more than what the hell she may have wanted. And I think it was, who was it? Rachel from, ain't her name Rachel from Real Housewives Orange County? Wasn't it her husband? I think they ended up doing the nose job. But girl, you should have went, I don't know, you probably should have went to Turkey. I think you probably should have went to Turkey. I think you should have left the United States. Just a little piece. I do. When I don't know if you guys watch Love Island USA, okay, but that's my show. It's been my show for a few years. I love that show. They're supposed to be bringing us a life after Love Island. Can't wait for it this summer. Anyway, there's a young lady on the show by the name of Janae. She's super cute, black girl. And when I tell you she had the ugliest nose, and I'm going to be so honest, she went overseas to Turkey and got her nose done. And when I tell you her nose super fits her face, gorgeous. Love her new nose. Like, it's her nose is so different. It's so different. Nose is super cute. And she put the pictures out on TikTok months before she even went on to Love Island USA. So people can't say that she used that money or whatever like that when it got her nose done after the fact. No, she been got it done months before she even did the show. And so somehow, I don't know if I may have searched for her name or something on Instagram, but I started to see like, no, I think I went to her the person's page that did her nose or something like that, and then I just like looked at the way he did noses, and I think he does a really great, I think it's he does a really great job on black noses, right? But he did the hell out her nose. Miss Ma'am looked good. I don't know how much she spent, whatever, but the nose before and the after, oh, I wish I could show it to y'all like crazy. Let me see if I can show it to y'all. Because Miss Ma'am, baby, she did that. Oh, okay, here going right here. To me. It's to me. I bet. Let me show y'all this. To me. And this is her nose before. To me. This is her nose after. Okay, clearly y'all see a difference. One of them I feel like got a filter on it, but even without the filter, like that's what her nose and stuff look like. Yeah, it was like her nose was pointed down, and I feel like he like pointed it up or out. But either way, she looks great. I'm like, Angela, that's probably what you were going for. And it didn't work out that way. I'm so sorry. But it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It may be able to get fixed. So good luck. All right. Good luck. Anywho, if that's what y'all want to do, y'all gonna do that anyway, because that's just how y'all is. So whatever y'all want to get done, go do it. Anywho, so Cynthia and Porsha. So Cynthia talks to Porsha about her not being with Simon and being surprised. She said her favorite hashtag was "be his peace." What about love wins? What about that hashtag? Love wins. What about that one? But you know what else I would say too? Is Why did we even get this scene with Porsha? I feel like y'all try to give us these short, quick scenes with Porsha talking about her divorce to make it seem like she's actually sharing her divorce. And maybe it's she can't because it's so limited and he's restricted her. But we also caught the fact that she was at her old house and not the other house that she could film in. If that was the case, I guess they should have just pulled up at Cynthia damn house and talked about it. But yeah, it's not looking good. I mean, of course we know Portia's gonna return, period, right? She's a fan favorite, so she'll definitely be returning. But the way this season is going, it's like, girl, you ain't got shit to talk about. You are definitely giving friend of the show, just like Cynthia, who ain't talking about SHI either. Woo! And Porsha, what would be crazy is if they ended up letting you go a few years from now, maybe 1 or 2 years from now, and only used you to get the audience to buy into these ladies the same way they used Kenya to get us to buy into these ladies. And now that they've gotten you, and once they get this cash, I feel like Kelly could be back, Angela will be back. Shamia will be back. Britt, I don't know. We'll have to see. But if they were to part ways with your ass, I wouldn't be surprised, especially if they trying to save money. Hello? Either you gonna take a pay cut and be okay, unlike Nene, or they gonna mess around and just do away with your ass too. Because they got some other folks that they can pay a little bit less and that's going to give. So I don't know, but we shall see. All right. Let's see. What else we got? Real quick, shout out to the 600 people in the chat. Make sure you're liking up the video. If we could get to 200, that'll be great. So definitely hit that like for me, please, and thank you as I'm helping you get through your morning. So Drew and Bernicia, they go for lunch, right? So Britt says that Britt is like, no one at the brunch wanted to hear how I felt. Like nobody there wanted to hear me. Nobody wanted to know how I felt. And I'm like, why are you lying? Why are you lying, bro? What, are you okay? Why are you lying? Nobody wanted to hear how you felt? You wasn't even really expressing how you felt. Because you were so on the defense. It was given to me that everybody knows I'm hurt and I want everybody to come to me. It's, you know what I'm saying? You want people to run up behind you type thing. Just tell the folks what the hell going on. Like, how you doing? What's up? Like, what's this or that? Oh, okay, cool. Because I feel like Angela didn't say anything, not even Drew, until Shamia mentioned the she said she lost her license. That's when they said something like, whoa, wait a minute. That's it. And then when Drew said something about twirl out of here and she thought it was really funny, you took immediate offense to it and says, oh, I'm glad I can make you laugh. And that's when Drew got a little spicy back with you. Like, yeah, you're hilarious. Right? But maybe she genuinely thought that it was funny, like hilarious, like twirl up out of here. I mean, maybe because they was team twirl or whatever. But I just disagree that nobody wanted to hear you. Even Drew sat up there and sympathized with you at the end of the day. But she said she saw both sides, but you don't want people to see both sides. You want people to only see your side. And that's just not where people are. Even people that don't like Kenya are like, nah, I see it. I get it. We're not saying that, Kenya is all the way right in her actions, but we get why she responded. Right? And vice versa. So, I mean, it is what it is, but okay, girl. So, Britannica is always looking for special attention. That's what I put. And it's annoying. She has been doing this since she's been on the show. This whole "what about me" act. Kenya, you didn't give me a hug. You just gave me a pat on the back. Kenya, she's over there worried about my ring. I'm like, girl, this is a such and such carrot. Like, girl, like she's over there, but like, I don't know what's up with her. Hey, girl, how you doing? You got visitors coming to your house checking on you and your damn husband, and you over here talking about something. Well, the girls have been good, but Kenya, if she does X, Y, and Z, then I'm gonna have to let her know. You go on a walk for fucking with Angela, talking about Kenya. It's always what somebody doing to you, girl. Okay. I see why you ain't got no friends. Anywho. So then, Drew tells her that she was talking big, like she was like, you were over there really just talking big, like, she's gone and I'm here. As if, you got her the hell out the way or something like that. But again, I feel like it lends itself to the fact that Miss Edie wanted somebody to run behind her. Like, she's not here anymore. Look at me. Me. Marsha. Like, come run to me. Come check on me. She's not here anymore. Don't worry about her. I got her off the show for a reason so that you guys can be centered around me and you guys can run after me and check on me and make sure that I'm good. Like, girls, shut up. And then my thing is, these people, well, maybe not Angela, but Drew has been friends with Kenya before she even knew probably who a Miss Edie was. So for you to think that she's not going to be on her side or understand something, like, I don't think that's cool. Now, I do understand a little bit of why Britannica was upset with Angela, was because I felt like in the beginning, Angela had said when they went to Shamia's house that she kind of like, it seemed like she was like on her side a little bit. Like, I understand or whatever the case was. But then when she got to Kenya's event, she was telling Kenya she's on her side. So it was definitely giving flip-flopper ass energy. So when Britt was calling her a flip-flopper and pick a side, like, I don't think she was fully wrong, like it was given that, but I also question what else transpired between the time that you said and did what you did from and her meeting with Shamia, y'all meeting at Shamia's house, to the time that she had the conversation with Kenya. So I don't know if what happened, what all took place or whatever. Maybe once she talked to Kenya, she understood what Kenya was saying. And from that, she's like, okay, I get it. I didn't know all that was happening, but now that you tell me, I can recall some events. And you know what? I'm with you, because that was messed up. Like, maybe that's what happened. And ever since she's flipped to the Kenya side, it seems like she's been on that side. Okay? But anywho, so Drew tells her that, she was walking in, like, I got her out the way or whatever. Drew says, like, girl, I'm open to getting to know you. Like, I never said that I wasn't. Matter of fact, I told you that when we was at the brunch. I'm just trying to get an understanding, like, what's tea? Like, I'm trying to understand, like, what's really going on. Okay? And so Britt says, well, I've always been an open book. I feel like being an open book would be just being an open book. You know what I'm saying? If it's out, I understand you wanting to scrub whatever information. But at the same time, I feel like being an open book is admitting that, yeah, I did those things. That's a part of my past. I did that. Instead of going around playing victim, like, oh my God, this happened to me, this happened to me, this happened to me. I don't think that's being an open book. So for you to say I always been an open book, no. I just don't. I disagree. I maybe you're an open book when people come to you and ask you certain things, right? But the fact that you tried to shield that from them, from them being able to know about it, they can't come to you and ask you about those things. So I feel like that's a bit of a little bit of deception there. You know what I'm saying? So I also feel like when you you could have taken the time, in my opinion, to own it then, and that could have been a part of your testimony. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like a lot of young ladies have had a wild past where they've tried to transition and turn their life around and become something different. First person that's coming to my mind is like Black China, Angela White. Now granted, Britt and Angela did not dabble into the same things, you know what I'm saying? But of course that was a part of the image for Angela, but that's her history. And instead of, like, not acknowledging it, she acknowledges her past. It's just that she's trying to grow and to become someone else. And being that you're such a quote unquote successful woman, and I don't even want to say quote unquote because you may be successful in your own right. She definitely lives in $1 million home, so she done had some money from somewhere. And for her to be a successful woman, I just feel like that's a part of your story. That may have been where I was, but this is where I've grown to be today. And you can do it too, whatever the case. Like, I feel like you really could have used your story for some good, even when a person was trying to make it some bad. And now when I hear Porsha says, Britannica, she owns everything. She's real honest. And it's like, stop that SHI when y'all be trying to pull this shit on us. Because yeah, she is that now. She wasn't that then, but she's that now because she has no choice but to be that now. Right? And maybe that does hurt her. That's when it hurts the most, when you go on extra lengths to try and hide some information from a person and they still get it anyway. Like, yikes. Hold on. Oh, okay. So anywho, so there's that. So What else we got? So then Britannica says that Drew. Okay, let's get to Drew. So Drew asked her, have you ever sold it? Did you ever sell it? Sell what? That kitty cat, that box, that boom box. That boom, boom, I got that boom. Like, have you ever, did those things? And Britt's like, no, I didn't. She says, have you ever done, the corn? Like, have you ever done those things? And, Britannica was like, girl, I can't even talk. Like, give me a second. Like, I did webcam, you know what I'm saying? And I did it with like my best friend at the time. Like, we just thought it was like a cool thing, you know what I'm saying? Like, we just got on there, without no clothes, and we was just talking and do. For me, that's selling cat. Okay? I don't care. That's selling cat to me. That is selling the cat. Did you get paid? And you said that you had made a lot of money and you're good with the money that you made. For me, that's selling cat. The cat was sold. I don't care how nobody feel about it. You could be upset today, tomorrow, and I'm still gonna have a great day and moving on. Okay, over here somewhere. Imagine you being upset with me and I'm over here playing with my son, reading to my kid. Girl, I don't have time. What I say? That's selling cat. Okay, the cat was sold. Period. Was the cat exposed? The cat was sold. Was the cat exposed? The cat was sold. Period. You made money off that little cat. Because you said that you was the one over there necking. Ain't nobody say that you was over there humping and bumping. Because let me tell you, the people sell cat and feet over there on the OnlyFans. Okay? So for you to be doing webcam or whatever the case, and you gave them a little piece of cat to show, and they could peek and see what's going on, and you made coin from it, it was sold. Period. Okay? So you should have asked Drew to clarify. Clarify what you mean when you say selling cat. Oh, you mean like that? I ain't do that. That's whack. I made too much money ever do that. However, I may have gave somebody a little peek or something. Stop that. So Britt asked her if she Drew, this is where I can't. The Michael Jordan lie. The whole recipient, I may know the recipient of the DIC or whatever the situation was. You knew the person whose Zick it was. Now, they did flash back to Drew saying that a person DM'd her and they wanted her to put the DM out. And she said, well, no, because I don't know if it's true or not, which is all she said. Flash forward to when she's sitting with Britt. Drew says on the poster board, she thought she recognized it. So, Drew, this is where I feel like you lying. So either you got a DM, and if you got a DM, then tell her you got a DM. 2, why are you saying that it's a Zick that you thought that you recognized? And how far back did you recognize it? Because 1, it's an old ass pic. And then 2, wasn't you married to Ralph around that time? Like, it's not making you look good here, Bookie. It's not making you look good here. So what do you mean? If you got a DM, then just tell her you had got a DM. But it's giving you be lying so you can't keep it straight. Huh? You just wanted to add a little sauce to that. Don't do that. That's weird. Don't do that. And then say, oh, I was just joking. Girl, wasn't no joking there. So if I take this damn lemon drop and drop it on your ass, okay? Is that a joke? I was joking. Oops. Duh, girl, stop. Okay? So Britannica wants Drew to put herself in her shoes. And Drew says, listen, I could totally understand, girl. I don't have to really put myself all the way in your shoes, but I do know what it's like when social media come down here and they be chewing on your head. Okay? I get it. People have said things and put things out there about me. So I definitely can relate to your emotional state at this time. But again, I already told you that when we was at the brunch. How many times do you want me to put myself in your shoes? How many times do you want me to relate? How many times do you want me to sympathize? How many times do you want to be the victim? It's giving K. Michelle how many times, okay? But I'm not going to scream. How many times, girl? I already told you. We see each other. I got you. What else do you want me to do? Damn. This like my 3rd time telling you. I get it. Sheesh. Capiche. Damn. So, anywho, they agree that they're going to move forward with each other, and that's just what it is. All right. Now, let's get to Drew and this court date with Ralph. So, Drew wants movement in the court date. Pretty much, they want Ralph ass out of this house. Like, you got to go. Okay. So, she can sell this house, get a little piece of coin back, and go from there. Right. So Drew wants movement in the court date, and Ralph's Ralph is she wants Ralph moved out, and she also wants to keep her side of the document sealed. Now, I am a little mixed on this, because some part of me is like, I know for me, I'll be damned if my husband would think that his records get to be sealed and mine got to be out in the open. So if that's the case, I would also put that, like, then all of that shit gonna be out then. How about that? Okay. And then based on how it sounds, I felt like something told me all of it was gonna be out either way it go. I feel like the judge was not going to see it as a one-sided thing unless it was something truly damaging to her. And being that it was, I'm like, all of this shit finna be out. The judge ain't finna give you halfway. We'll just put your records out and put her and redact all of her information and just put yours out. Like, nah, y'all both are part of this reality show, and that's gonna incite some type of attack on him and not just you. Whatever. Like, I figured the judge was not going to be one-sided on that. Unfortunately, but that's just what it is. So, when I was also not even gonna mention that. So Drew says when it comes to the sealed docs, she says there's no saving. There's pretty much no bad details in there about her. She feels like there are more bad details about Ralph than it is about her. And I'm just gonna be real honest. I think that it's damning information about both of them in there. That's why she doesn't want it to come out. And I don't want to hear that, I'm concerned about how my kids are going to read this and, read that, when y'all are on a reality show and they already seeing how raggedy their daddy is. They see that on the damn, show in the damn house. So I kind of feel like, what's the difference in the damn court documents? Because they already seen how their daddy is. Okay. So with that being said, it makes me question if there's things in there about you that you don't want the general public to have and to go on your SHI about. Now, granted, I do feel like just because it's in there does not mean that it's completely true. He may have made certain allegations towards you, like, oh, she cheated with that person, this person, she did this, she did that, whatever the case was. But it don't mean that it's someone that he telling the truth unless he got some evidence to back that up. Like, here are screenshots from messages I found in her phone and da-da-da-da. Maybe. And then that could potentially hurt you. But really, Drew, in my personal, I don't think there's really, to me, I don't think there's anything that you could have in that document that will make a lot of the viewers not like you any more than what they do or don't. For me. I feel like a lot of what may be in there about you may have been warranted. Okay? Based on his fucking actions. I feel like a lot of what he may have put in there about you may have really been reactions to his whole shit. That's just how I feel about it. So if you had a threesome over here, you went and did that, you know what I'm saying? You took some money out of his account. I don't give a fuck. Sure don't. Because then he buy that house without you even knowing that was a house he bought. Then he have access to your accounts. And that was also proven when the attorney said he's showing your records but not showing his records. That's a problem. Him leaving the house, keeping cameras on y'all while he out of the state. Like, I don't give a damn what you did to that man. Haki. Let it come out. Whatever. That's just how I feel like, fuck him. So we learned that Ralph is on his third attorney, child. And I'm trying to figure out why. Are you on your third attorney because you could not afford the other ones or something? And then you had to get this woman? Or did you not like, obviously, he didn't like how those people were handling his case. Because it seems like Drew was getting more of her way in the court documents, so he went and found somebody else. Let me tell y'all something. I knew for a fact Ralph was going to win this particular hearing based on the energy of his attorney when they first sat in that room. Like, the way she was talking and stuff, like the whole money grab, like, ma'am, go away from me with this, just a little piece. Okay? Because the way he was over there money grabbing out her fucking account, she should be able to money grab and get this shit back. Hello? 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 Yeah, ma'am. And I also thought that it was like 50-50 down here. So, girl, go away from us. But the energy she came with was, I already knew just from watching her in that room how aggressive she was going to be when she got in that fucking courtroom. And about wasn't gonna let their ass get a word in. And what confirmed that was after. First of all, as soon as I saw her, soon as I said, Drew, baby, you need a new attorney. Soon as I saw this, I said, oh, baby, you need a new one. You need a new one. You're going to need a new one. The energy she had just from a conversation means she enjoys this work. And not that the other lady doesn't enjoy this work. But bitch, you gonna need another a bulldog in that courtroom for you. And you gonna have to, look, he on his third attorney. It might be 3 strikes your ass than one. Because for you, you need to be on your second at this point. Hello? Because if you think this nigga finna get what he want, and he get to go back and stay in the basement and whatever else the case is, and you think I'm finna keep you as an attorney and I ain't get my way, because here's the gag. If y'all listen to Drew when she walked out of the courtroom, she said specifically, we would have worked these things out if he would have had his old attorney. And that is the reason why that man went and got a new attorney. Because he wanted somebody he was looking for that bulldog that was going to fight. And Drew, it's your turn to get a bulldog, baby. Okay? You don't need nobody real laxed. Because the lady that we done saw with you is similar to the nigga that's over there representing Porsha. Okay? Now, I don't know how he gonna do with this case. But the Cordell case, I mean, maybe she didn't want a lot because it damn sure didn't seem like she left with a lot. Okay? But and every time we saw them in a setting, it was given 2 lakhs for me. You gonna need you one of them. Okay, I'm just telling you, you get somebody that, hey, okay, and definitely get somebody that know that judge, that's in or know most of those judges because they know how they handle and how they look at cases, process cases, whatever the case is. Find somebody that's in that area, probably got an office right down about a damn courthouse because that means they going up in there so damn much. Yeah, girl, you better be strategic with it. For real, because ain't no way. So Ralph, he celebrating. He happy. He jumping around. Joyful, joyful Lord, we adore thee. And he just all over the place, just happy with it. Jumping around like a little kid. Talking about some damn, oh, yes, I get to stay in the basement. I get to stay in the basement. I get to stay in the... I was just like, oh, my God. Like, Girl, that man was too happy to stay in that basement. You know, at first, I was kind of thinking to myself, well, you know what? I'm not going to be paying all your bills and mine, so I get it. But at the same time, when I watched it again, I said, you know, Ralph, baby, fuck you. Hard F. Okay? Hard F. Not pleasurable. Okay? Because this lady literally got to leave her fucking house like 3 weekends out of a fucking month. And then has to go and pay to stay somewhere else. Like, I'm just like, listen, maybe they could have kicked him out and just gave him certain bills or something he still got to maintain. I don't know, but the fact, like, I just feel like everybody's just going to have to be inconvenienced. Like, she inconvenienced. Why the kids can't just go downstairs and play with you in the damn basement? Why she got to leave the whole house? Like, I don't know. But I guess, girl, whatever, honey. Girl, I feel you, girl. I don't even want to see Ralph on the show. So I can imagine you not even want to hear his ass downstairs in the basement. Child, Drew, go get you a new attorney. Hurry up. Run down there. Run. And go get you a new attorney. He outside dancing and shucking and jiving. And she says, you know, you're an asshole. You're a dumbass. That's what you are. So she's upset. She crying in the car, headed home or whatever the case was. So that's what they got going on. I guess, child. So let's get to the ladies headed to Nashville. I got some questions. Come to the front. Production, have a seat. Have a seat. It's primarily you guys that I need to have a seat. Because what I need to... Don't say nothing. I just need when I want y'all to answer, I'll let you know. Okay? And this is the question. Hear me out. Why the fuck did y'all have these ladies take their ass down to the airport to catch a flight to go to Nashville that's about 4 hours away from Atlanta? I'm not done. I'm not done. I'm not done. Only for Kelly to get on the bus and say, where we going, Porsha? We've been on the bus for 3 hours. So you mean being on the bus for 3 hours, y'all could have took 1 more hour and made it there? So they took the flight there and then still had to drive. Are y'all okay? It's not that damn far. Then y'all take a bus down to South Carolina? Maybe they did. I thought that year when they got with Bolo, I thought they had took a little bus. Maybe they flew. I can't recall. But it's not that damn far. So why did y'all do all this extraness? I need somebody to answer me so it can make sense, because I'm confused and I might be thinking too deep into it. But I said, y'all took us on all of this? Y'all just needed to film some shit then. Y'all just needed some stuff to put in, huh? No. That's what y'all needed. That's what y'all needed. Okay. I said, I knew I wasn't tripping, Kelly. Kelly said, yeah, we've been on this bus for 3 hours. I said, I thought y'all flew there. Then, no. Because, see, I really want to dig in there as to the person that booked the Airbnb. Because why y'all made the house on the outside look like a damn mansion and we get in there and we still looking for the rooms? Where are the rooms at? Where are the rooms? It's the only room that looked to be in there was the one Porsha staying in. Shamil got a little piece, but all these damn bunk beds and you got an attic without, are there no more rooms? Did production take up the other rooms? Because what the fuck is this? I mean, house look glamorous on the outside. We get inside. I'm like, what? Now what? Walking past the furniture, you get the living room, kitchen, dining. Okay. Ooh. And then you keep going and it just gets worse after that. If the budget was that low, say that. And the problem is y'all spend too much of that damn money on them flights when you host could have just drove up there. You know what I'm saying? But y'all gonna do what y'all want to do anyway, because that's just how y'all is. Shit is trash. I said, now what is this? This is terrible. Y'all be doing the Atlanta ladies so wrong. When I feel like Atlanta be bringing it. Now, the views may not always give, okay, for the show. People be feeling like the ratings are dropping, whatever the case is. But the press they do, I feel like they're the ones that will go viral the most on Twitter. Like, they are up there. Okay, so for y'all to give them, is it the production company that ain't got the money? Or what? I mean, does the production company for Beverly Hills know how to bargain or something? And for Salt Lake City? Or is it that just those people got more money? Are they using some of their own coins? Because, But anywho, child, let's keep going. So Angela catching her flight with this fan because she's so hot. But did anybody get this memo to Shamia? Now, Shamia, you know I like you, girl. You know I likes me some Shamia. What I didn't like was the outfit. Bitch, you was covered from head to toe, and we are in the dead-ass smack of summer. This is not winter or the fall. It's not that cold. Were you hiding something under the clothes? Like, what were you doing? Huh? Because you had a hat on, long sleeves. It was giving a tie around your neck, just a little piece, and a longer skirt. With some boots, you're not hot, baby. It's giving Shamia the hottest bitch in the room. And not necessarily in a good way. Because I was really concerned. Everybody else got their tank tops and shit on. And you over here fully covered. Like, girl, if you wanted to... Let me not even go down that route. I just did not agree. I did not agree. Okay? I didn't agree. You gonna have Angela blowing her stuff with a fan because she gonna be hot for you. But okay, and then the outfit you came over in Kelly house with the jacket, the shorts, and the fur boots. Not apple bottom jeans and the boots with the fur. No, ma'am. That was not it. And yeah, I think the whole club was looking at her. They were, because they was wondering what the fuck she got on. Okay? But anywho, let me tell you something. You over there talking about getting some back fat gone and getting your skin back. You need to get a stylist. I love you down. And we say this because we love you and we care. And we're going to hold your hand when we say this. Stylist. That's what you need. A stylist, okay? Porsha said she was going to get her cities done. But the men don't deserve it and don't seem like, I say that it don't seem like they want it either. Okay? because, it's just, it hasn't been working out in relationships for you. I do think you are going to get that one at some point. But, yikes. All right. So maybe they shouldn't be the focal points. All right. So the ladies arrived to the house or whatever. The rooms didn't match the house. Porsha and Simon would typically celebrate together because his birthday was close to hers. And when I learned that he was a Gemini, I said, oh, it makes sense. This is terrible. Terrible, terrible. So she says that she wanted to be around her girlfriend. She says that she doesn't let everyone in like that. I beg to differ. I do think you let people in quicker than what you need to. I don't think that you always have your walls up as far as trust. I think that you are now changing that after this situation with Simon. That's what I think. Yeah, for sure. Anywho, so she talks about she said girl trips can be tricky. She says because when they're out of town, she's like, are you a totally different person like when you're out of town? And then Britt says, or when you with the group, are you just a different person? Girl, shut up for a second. But as far as Porsha, yeah, are you a totally different person? Because I didn't really like how you was talking to Angela because your homegirls was there. And if I was Angela, I would have cussed your ass the fuck out. And I don't give a damn if this is your trip. Okay? Just like Angela said, okay, don't try to get bold now because your little friend's here. Okay. Talking about what glue is on your head. I don't know, the same glue that was on your fucking head when you married a nigga that you didn't know shit about. The same glue that was on your head when you had a nigga around your daughter calling him Pop because he's giving granddaddy. Dennis, the fuck? Yeah, that's what we talking about. What you mean? Kind of glue do you have on your head? What? The same glue you had on your head when you went to that lady house and bumped fist or whatever with that lady husband knowing you was finna snatch his ass up. Fuck is you talking about? Girl, I would have had to, I would have had to wear Porsha out just a little piece. Like, what do you mean? What kind of glue do you have on your fucking head? I don't know. Maybe the same glue your ass had when you was over there fucking bolo. Let the people tell it. Okay? Maybe the same glue you had when you was over there licking on them tattoos when it came to Zennis and naming your daughter after one of his exes. I don't know. What kind of glue? Is it Gorilla Glue? Is it Elmer's? So what kind? I don't know. You tell me. What kind of glue do you have? Okay? What kind of glue do you got to feel like you could talk to me any kind of motherfucking way and I'm not finna raise up just a little piece? What kind of glue? Porsha? Let's talk about it. What kind of glue did your mama have when it was dripping on the side of her head? Yeah, that black dye you thought we didn't see. What kind of glue? Porsha? What kind of glue? I'm just asking a question. I just want to know. Okay, maybe I just want to know. You know what I'm saying? Huh? No, not that. We talking about that glue that you had when you was over there trying to attack Dennis' mama. All because he touched my family. Yeah. The type of glue that you had to do a damn show, Porsha Family Matters, and really thought your family was finna get along with that shit. Yeah, no, I would have had to ate her ass up because you not finna be talking to me like that. Not like you, bitch. Okay, but this ain't Kelly. Just a little bit. But anywho, let's keep going because what the fuck kind of glue? Like what? What? It's crazy. Anyway, so Britannica, she uses this conversation to pivot so she could talk about Angela. Y'all, I'm trying. I promise y'all, like, I may come down and I may be hard on Brit. You know what I'm saying? Because she does irritate me, but I want her to do better, and she is not. And it is like, I'm tired of being annoyed with you. Ooh. She couldn't wait to pivot so she could talk about Angela, but then got real quiet when Angela walked in the room. Girl. Oh, Brit, girl. So she's saying Angela checked on her to make sure she was good, but when we with the group, she's a different person. Angela walks in while they talking about her, and I think Brit said something like, I want you to be the person that you are, like, in my face, or some stuff, whatever she said. So Angela says that she would, like, she gets to the table and stuff. She's like, you know how you walk in a room and you see motherfuckers, you can tell when motherfuckers talking about you? Yes, because they always get quiet. But here's the thing. Consider the possibility of another. Either they're talking about you or they're talking about something that they don't want you to know about. It's one of the two. But anywho, so Angela's there and she's sitting down and she's like, so, my trip was cool or whatever like that. I bust my bag or whatever. But anywho, I want to bust a few bubbles because I slick invited Drew. Like, I want her on this trip. I think that she should be on this trip because that's just what it is that I think. And Porsha was like, okay, like, how you just gonna invite somebody else on my trip? Like, how you just gonna like for somebody to be here? Like, what kind of shit is that? Now, I did understand where Porsha was coming from because I do feel like that was a bit messy. Because if it was you wouldn't want nobody to do that to you, Angela. Angela was wrong. Angela was messy, and I kind of like it at the same time. But if I was Drew, I wouldn't go on that trip. So she wants to mediate between the two. She wants to use Porsha's birthday trip of celebration to mediate with Drew. Now, here's the thing. Although I do know that clearly this is a cash trip, and I do feel like Porsha is trying to ice out Drew, she also brought her own friends with her. So it wasn't just a trip to me for the show. It was also a trip for her homegirls, because usually when they take a cash trip and it is a celebration, they don't really bring like a group of other women with them. I can't recall that they did that. Maybe they have. I just can't recall it this time. Because she brought she brought about 4 or 5 girls. So that's a whole nother set of damn housewives she done brought. Was you bringing them around so somebody could take Kenya's spot or Andrew's? Okay, but anywho, she brought them around. So anywho, what else? So yeah, she wants them to mediate, whatever the case is, right? I don't know why, but I put in all caps. I don't know if something was said, but when it came down to choosing sides, flip floppy, whatever, I said Angela really ain't on nobody fucking team but her own. Angela not finna look out for none of you ladies but her damn self. High key. She may act like it, but she is a good pot stirrer. In my personal, but she really gonna have her own back. Porsha says whatever. She says whatever. I'm not letting nobody be bigger than the vibe. So whatever you want to do, whatever. And I think Porsha said that because she knew she kind of didn't have any control because the producers were probably gonna bring her anyway. So Britannica and Kelly bumped into Angela at Neiman's and they were talking about that. Britannica says that, she gave her a hug. And then Angela says, yeah, I was receptive to your hug. She says, but was it real or not? Bitch, this is what I'm talking about. We bumped into her in Neiman's. Yeah, I came over and I gave you a hug. Yeah, you did. And I was receptive to your hug. Okay, so was it real or not? Girl, I accepted the fucking hug. You should know me at this point that if I don't want you to touch me, I'm going to tell you, don't be trying to hug me, bitch. So you asking, is it real or not? Like, what is up with you and hugs? Did you not get enough as a kid? Because damn. So Ange says, I'm not fake. And I laugh. I'm like, you're not fake. You just flip-flop. So Angela calls Drew to see when she's coming, and Drew is like, girl, I don't know, bitch. I don't know when I'm coming. No. I'll see you bitches when I see you, girl. I had a lot going on. I went to court. All right, things ain't going my way. Ralph downstairs throwing a damn party in the basement and shit. Like, girl, I'm just tapped out. Okay, I don't know. I'll let you know though. All right. So then Kelly goes upstairs because, she's looking for her stylist. I'm waiting for my stylist. My stylist is supposed to come. He's picky. He has my looks. I'm going to let him pick out my looks. Then we get to the scene where she's going to let her stylist pick out the looks for Britannica. I am ready for this friendship to end. I literally was yelling like, girl, what is wrong with you? Are you okay? At what point do you stop and draw the line? At what point does this woman show up for you who is actively going through a fucking divorce with 4 children? Are you okay? Using the baby's good resources, your restaurant's good resources on doing some shit for this bitch, all because she got exposed with information that was already fucking out there. Are you okay? Huh? I'm confused. Then you take somebody over there to get this bitch IVs. Then you give her a gift and do some other shit when you was over there at her house. Now you giving this bitch a stylist because you want to play into her victim mode. Are you okay, bitch? It's giving Shamia energy. And that's why I said like a week or two ago that they should be friends because they give to their friends the same way. Whereas I have not once seen Britt show up and support Kelly as she's going through this fucking divorce. Y'all say y'all friends. Do that lady even know your child? Do she know your children like that? Or y'all just friends like out and about, hang out type thing? Because I just feel like you're overly showing up for a person that's not even necessary. You the one going through it. I'm sorry, y'all. And y'all could be mad. But I don't really give a fuck about what Britt got going on as far as information that was out there. When just own it and we ain't even thinking about the shit no more. As soon as you own, like, we good. Okay, it happened. Let's move on. You're the one that has to get a fucking bodyguard because this man threatened you in front of a judge. Hello? Are you around? And you're over here continuing to pour into somebody else and give other people their things? No, ma'am. Stop. When are you going to draw the line? And if you really want to show up for somebody and be a good ass friend, you need to do that to Shamia because she's going through a lot too with her child and she damn sure could use that stylist. Now, I'm not going to hold you, bitch, because I don't know what the fuck. Shamia, I need you to let go of the fur boots, the shorts, and the jackets. Okay? This seems to be your top 3 go-to with a little piece of a tank top underneath. And I need you to choose some different options. Okay? Now, as for me, I feel like I can walk out the house like that. Don't nobody know me like that. Okay? You, bitch, you're on a national platform. In addition, you're rich as fuck. I want to see some rich fashions. They don't have to be over the top. But, girl, could you at least put some tights on or something like that? What's up with the shorts? Look at that girl with the Daisy Dukes on. I don't want to look at her ass no more with no Daisy Dukes. Take them off. Burn them. Okay? Burn them. Okay? You need to get it together. Donate the furs. Please. I can't take it. Kelly. Get this woman, let her borrow the stylist, please. Stop pouring in to Britannica, Bernicia, Britnasia, okay? Britain, Bible school, okay? Stop pouring into that person. She does not care. She always wants to sit in victim mode. Ma'am, it's woe is me, Britannica. That's it right there. Britannica. That's what it's giving. So let it stop it. It really irritated the fuck out of me to see you do that. I'm like, you better not go another episode giving this woman something when I have not seen her show up for you at all. Stop that. Thank you. Was I the only one irritated? I said, good. You have got to draw the line. You're too nice. You have got to draw the line. The ladies are out to eat. And Monyetta asked, where's Drew? So Drew is back home at crew, trying to get her mind right because she just had a terrible day. Dennis decides to hype her up because she ends up getting a record deal or something like that. He FaceTimed her. She FaceTimed him saying, I appreciate that, bro. Whatever the case was, cool. Porsha says that, well, she wasn't invited, but Angela is having her crash the trip. And I'm like, is it really a crash? I guess it is a crash. I was going to say, is it a crash if you know? Because had she not told you and Drew just showed up, then that would have been a crash. But you do kind of know. So maybe it's a soft crash. So Porsha says, and Angela was like, girl, that's so not how it went. And Porsha says, girl, it was because, you pressured me. And then Angela said, now that's giving bully. And I said, now, Angela, you're kind of giving bully. Just a little piece. Okay. Now, I do understand both sides because Porsha would not be forthcoming with a blatant no. She wouldn't really say that for real. You know what I'm saying? But she did express her uncomfortableness. But Angela, where she sees a gap, she gonna take it. She's like, well, that wasn't a full no. For real. So I guess it's okay to go ahead and invite her. Angela says, I thought the purpose of this trip was for us to sort things out. Porsha said, no, the hell, I don't know where you got that from. Where you get that? No, ma'am. The purpose of the trip is me. Okay? They coming to see me. Okay? That's what's going on. It's my birthday, bitch. That's what they coming for. Angela says, well, I think it's the perfect opportunity to lay out our issues. Girl, I couldn't do shit but laugh. All I can do, because it's the audacity of Angela. And I'm liking the audacity just a bit, even though you're wrong as hell. So Porsha says, what kind of glue is on you have on your motherfucking head? Sweetie, you're not understanding. Angela said, okay, then talk to me like I'm 5. Porsha said, no, I'm not finna talk to you like you 5, bitch. I'm gonna talk to you like the age that you are, because that's where you need to understand that. 55. Ooh, no, you didn't. At your age, 55. Told the lady she 55 years old. Ooh, I can't. So Porsha told her she should have kept her motherfucking mouth shut. And see, that's the thing for me. It's the motherfucking mouth shit for me. Like, girl, I understand it's your birthday. I understand you got a little piece of friends with you. I understand you may even have a little liquor. But don't cuss at me, ho. You should have shut your motherfucking mouth. Like, what? Don't do me like that, girl. Just scoot back. Just scoot back up off me. Just sit down. Give me a second. Damn. So then she says, I'm so glad Angela said, girl, don't act. I said, I'm so glad that Angela said, girl, don't act bold because your friend's here. I know that's right. She says, I wear a size 12 and I can stand on my own feet. Okay. So Porsha says the problem with Drew was her doing undercover things, with their business relationship or whatever. And the business relationship ended and Porsha wasn't trying to really go into it. But her sister pretty much said, girl, it got something to do with Dennis. Okay. Her and Dennis been working together. They've been filming together. It's been a problem. So, we're starting to think that they may have more than just music or whatever going on. And then the friend comes out her mouth and says, basically, she's sucking dick. Do I know you? Like, where did you even get that from? Do you go here? Why would you say that? And then Porsha gets in the confessional and elaborates like, yeah, that's just something Dennis do, to keep his body count lower. He'll just sit up there and say that, oh, nah, she sucked my dick. Like, nah, I ain't fucking on. She sucked my dick. Like, nah, this girl right here, she just sucked on my. And the first thing is, for you to assume that's the situation with Drew when he hasn't told you that Drew sucked that, you're whack. 2, he don't owe you shit about who sucks his dick and who doesn't, because you're not his girl. And I feel like you do want Dennis back. I feel like Dennis may be like a fallback for Porsha because she know he gonna look out for her and stuff. And I think she always will have a sense of entitlement to her to him because that is her baby daddy. But I don't think he feels that way about her. And maybe he does. But it's clear that she can move on and go and marry a whole nother person, and he can't do shit about it. But yeah, I think Porsha want that baby daddy back. That's the fallback plan. Like, that's the person she's familiar with. And that would be a crazy. And maybe that's what she wanted to allude to with him being a part of her storyline. But that would have been real interesting if Porsha and him got back together after this Dennis situation. I don't know. What y'all think? Y'all think they should get back together? I wouldn't be surprised if they did. You know what I'm saying? I think they may have a lot of love there or something. You know what I'm saying? Kim Coley, thank you for the super chat. Super chat, because you got me over here rolling. I still don't understand why Ralph has confessionals. Thank you for the super chat, girl. The world will never know. Do not know. So yeah, the fact that I felt like the ladies at the table, like more so Porsha's friends, were trying to throw salt on Drew and don't even have their facts right. It just made me feel like I can't take you women seriously. I can't, especially when you're sitting here and you're upholding the person that literally went and married a co-star's husband. Y'all have the audacity to sit up here and be appalled on behalf and for Porsha. But she's no saint either. So if this is her karma and it was a situation that happened, like what goes around, I guess it does come around now, doesn't it? I feel no ways. And when I say it, I mean it. I don't know if she means it when she says she doesn't care, but good luck. And that's all that I got. All right. That's all that I got on this particular show here, honey. There's nothing else that I have for you guys at this particular time about Real Housewives of Atlanta. You guys can leave your thoughts and comments down below. You're going to do that anyway, because it's just how y'all is. I'm JamiThatsMe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.
Tell him I preach to the choir. Stand with my feet to the fire. Give all the glory to God. Stand in the midst of these haters, I'm silent, nobody can stop me. Just gotta check in my notification, them numbers hit like it's a praxis. Cashed out at the ATM, and the ATL, they done made a gym. I've been kicking doors like the ATF, got them trying to clone me like ages. Game time, I invaded gym. High elevated, I can face the rim. Putting shots up, I got laser focus, about to to take it over. I'm Invader Zim on a trip to Florida like it's A&M. Who that nigga, man? They say I'm him. Spit the truth, never wasting film. I can feel it pull